This is verse 17 of the 10th chapter of the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus giving instruction to his disciples in anticipation of their first venture into conducting the mission to the cities and towns of Galilee. This is kind of an initial mission. They're kind of a practice run, you might say, in anticipation of the more weighty commission that Jesus will give later, although the instructions we encounter now are commonly viewed as not only applying, maybe to some degree, in the present situation, but probably more distinctly to the future. So it's incorporating here language that commonly is viewed as regarding the final commission Jesus gives them to not only go to the cities of Israel and Galilee, but to all the world. But especially in connection with a mission, in connection with Israel, we have warnings about rather severe reactions that may befall these who are the missionaries on behalf of Jesus. And so the instruction continues here in verse 17, pros eketa. This is from pros echo. It means to beware, to watch out for. So the warning here is calling attention to the perils that may befall them, postpositive death. Preposition apo takes the genitive, so beware from, tone anthropon in the genitive, plural, so beware from men, literally, or beware of men. The way it's rendered generally, these would be men in authority who are in a position to take action against them. Jesus says paradosusen from paradidomi, I deliver over. It's sometimes translated betray, connection with Judas, for example, but literally it's just to deliver over, to hand over, usually for some kind of judicial proceeding. This is the third person plural, future active indicative, so they will hand you over. Postpositive gar, direct object humas, accusative plural of the second person pronoun, ace sunedria. Of course, the word Sanhedrin is generally tied to this, but it means more generally just a council. A sun is the preposition that means together, and the adria part derives from a word that means to sit together, and out of that the idea of a council. So they will deliver you over to a council. Kai, the connective, in tais. In takes the dative. This is the dative plural of the feminine article, so in the synagogais, in the synagogues, so to the councils, and in the synagogues, auton, possessive pronoun, genitive, masculine plural. So they'll deliver you over to the councils, to their synagogues, and then mastegosusen, from mastegoo, means to scourge. It's a rather severe form of punishment. The descriptions of it are rather ghastly, and that's the word here. It's derived from the word mastigs, which means a scourge, and was usually a whip of sorts that could certainly do a huge amount of damage. A person could certainly die beneath this kind of scourging. And so the warning here is rather severe. It's really similar to what Jesus will say later in the Olivet Discourse, but here you might say he's kind of telescoping the present mission into the future perils that would await them as well. The direct object humas, this is the accusative plural of the second person pronoun. So at this point we have instructions that not only apply in the immediate situation, but probably more distinctly in the future mission that Jesus is going to give to these men as they will eventually take this gospel of Christ and the kingdom to much more expanded and extensive targets than is presently in view.